Hi, I'm Mr. Frog. For a while now, I've been heavily interested in the Ultimate Iron Man game mode. With this in mind, I wanted to set myself a new challenge. Using standard UIM rules, I want to acquire one of the coolest pets in the game, the Amulet. But there's a catch. In addition to these rules, I will also not be allowed to leave the island of Zeah. This means I will have to obtain all of my gear, stats and supplies in the local areas. Can it be done? Welcome to Overzeahlous.
Hey guys, Future Frog here. I'm making this quick clip just to say, a lot of time and effort have gone into this video, and even though I may not be an incredible editor, I'm pretty happy with what I've made. I don't like asking this of you, but if you do enjoy the video and appreciate the effort I've put in, I'd really appreciate a like on this one. This is one of the biggest videos I've ever made for this channel, and I want to thank you all for following along. Oh, also, one more thing. On Saturday the 17th of February at 7 PM at UTC, I'll be having a birthday stream over on Twitch, which will be linked in the description. If you guys would like to come over and wish happy birthday or just hang out, I'd really appreciate it. If not, enjoy the video. Let's get on with it. Darn chicken interrupting my level. Well, that's getting ourselves 98 magic. It is very hard to keep an eye on these when I'm AFKing like crazy. But one more level, and then we're 99. Let's go. I've not really been paying attention to my Slayer XP. I've just been randomly throwing these lamps on them. That was a terrible pun, I'm sorry. But that's 56 Slayer, and we can now kill warped creatures. Wonderful. Back to splashing. Right, 'twas the day before raids, and haven't quite managed to get 99 magic just yet. We've got 65k left, and 5.6 thousand casts. It's not a long time, but I'm currently streaming, and I want to prepare some last-minute stuff. I will be doing this overnight, so it will be done by the time we do raids. So we're going to go do a farm run, and finish off these seeds here. I've done plenty already. In hindsight, I probably should have been growing limpworts ages ago, but I believe they only take 20 minutes to grow. So they're not the biggest problem in the world. But yeah, I probably should have been growing them anyway, but I'll figure that out. That's not a big deal. We got some super compost. I've been using snake grass to do that because I wanted to clear out my seeds, and snake grass is easy enough for me to get just off the coast of Hosidius, so I feel like I don't really need to hold the seeds. It's just a waste of inventory space. Yes, it saves me a little bit of time, but I think the extra inventory space on a UIM is much more worth it. So, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to note these. Okay, so I'm going to do this farm run, and then we're going to work on clearing up as much of the inventory as we possibly can. For some reason, I am carrying a hammer. I believe this is from when I made the armor and I just never dropped it, but I don't need it now, so... And I'm also going to go use up this Dragonhide and just get some XP off that, but just going to clear out absolutely everything we possibly can, make some potions, and then I think one of the main things I'm going to need to work on is trying to get myself some Wines of Zamorak, which is really annoying because that means I'm going to have to kill undead druids for hours. Because for some reason they have a terrible drop rate for Wines of Zamorak. They can drop like 5 at a time, and you get like 1 drop every 1 or 2 hours, so it's really, really painful to do. I'm so close. Just about not 76 herb lore, which would allow me to make the magic potions without boosting. That's frustrating. I love how I'm so insistent about getting this level, and then I completely forget to record it. We have got 76 herb lore. Now, this isn't like a major thing, but it's been bugging me for a very long time, because now we can make magic potions, and I no longer have to use the stupid botanical pie, which also means I think I can use all my herbs now without needing to boost, excluding Torstals, because obviously they are for super combat potions a lot later, but magic potions are at 76, ranging potions are at 72, and then everything is obviously below that, so no more boosting with botanical pies, which is really nice. It wasn't all that annoying to get. I mean, I just had to go get the fruit and then make a pie. It's just one of those minor things that can get really frustrating to do many, many, many times over. Alright, the final bit of prep work that's going to take a little bit of RNG. We have got ourselves a magic shortbow. It is time to buy another chunk of arrows, and we are going to head back to Undead Druids. We are hoping for the Wine of Zamorak. If I don't manage to get them, this is going to suck. Hopefully then I can get a grubby key, maybe get some range pots from that. I don't know. Whatever comes of this is what we're going to be taking to raid, so let's just hope we can manage to get some ranging potions. You see, this is why you don't leave stuff in depth storage that you're not willing to lose, especially with me. Now, I didn't really lose anything too major. Honestly, the most annoying thing was my splash gear, a couple of prayer potions. It wasn't that big of a deal. But it is kind of annoying. I'm going to have to go buy another Slayer staff, but again, it's not a big deal. I also lost the hard clue. so we no longer have that anymore, but honestly I don't think I was planning on doing that, and it was just going to take up a slot, so I'm actually kind of glad I got rid of that. It was helping me get rid of something that I was holding on to, but I'm going to go get my stuff back. I was AFK in Druids for a bit, and I just guess I didn't notice my prayer go down, and I didn't recharge it, so that's my stuff gone. And I guess that's one easy way to clear up some inventory space. By God, he has done it. We've got ourselves 7 Wines of Zamorak here. I'm not sure what the maximum is. I know the minimum is 5. I think the maximum might be 8. So it's actually a really good drop for us. And I was really hoping I'd get some because I didn't want to go into my first raids without a ranging potion. Now, come the future, if I don't think I desperately need the ranger potion going in, I won't take one. Because these are a lot of effort to do, and I know that I can make potions inside the raids. So if it's not absolutely necessary, I'm not going to bother until at least I get the blessing, the Zami item, which could be a very long time. It really depends on how I decide to do clues, if I hunt lucky implings, or whatever I decide to do in the future. If I manage to get around to that and get a Zami item, then I'd probably be a bit more intent on taking them for efficiency. But the amount of time it takes to get these Zami wines and make the ranging potions, if I can do without them, it'd be a lot easier to do so. But anyway, there we go. We've got 7 Wines of Zamorak. I've got 2,000 XP until I'm at 20 mil ranged, by the way. So that's going to be really nice to do before we go into raids. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use up the rest of these arrows. We'll see what we get from that. And if we do not manage to get any more wines, well, whatever we get from that, I'll be leaving after that. And then I'll go and finish off 99 magic. And once we've done that, we should be completely ready to go for our first raid on the account. It has been a very long time building up to this, and I am super excited to do it, but the next time I see you, we'll probably be getting 99 magic, so let's get this done. Alright, you glorious people of YouTube, it is time to get ourselves one more 99 on the account. We're going to finish off 99 magic and get another combat 99 in a few more of these. I believe the next one will get us it. And that is going to be 99 magic. And the chicken has ruined the clip. But, yep, we're done. Apparently I had too many runes. Not a big deal. We have finished all of the combat stats if you don't count prayer. We are now maxed out in combat. Which means only one thing. We are ready to take on the Chambers of Xeric. And I am super stoked to do this. I cannot wait at all. But we are now finally geared and ready to go. You'll notice that my health is at 121. That is because I've used an anglerfish. I forgot the pickaxe, so I had too much food, and I figured I might as well overheal ready for it. And this is our inventory. Now, bear in mind, I've never really done chambers. I'm doing this as blind as I possibly can. I have no idea what I'm in for, and I feel like people might watch this and be judging me every second of the way, and that is fine. You are totally fine to do that. But I'm going to have a lot of fun learning this. So, it has been over 2.5 years of preparation, but it is time for us to take on the Chambers of Xeric. Ah, the Scavengers. Something anybody who does a lot of raids will be very familiar with. These creatures are designed as a secondary supply dropper, something I was definitely going to need with my equipment. After underestimating their damage, I realised I could just walk straight past this room. First up, we have ourselves the Skeletal Mystics. Honestly, I didn't find these guys to be too much of a problem, and as I came to later find out, this was one of the best possible starting rooms I could have. Skeletal Mystics are very easily beaten by range, and they deal fairly low damage through prayer. With an inventory of food and a ranging potion, I made swift work of them. With these taken care of, I grabbed myself some of the seeds that they dropped, and moved deeper into the dungeon. At this point, we encountered our first prep room. This is something that I will be using to the highest degree, especially as I'm still learning the raid itself. Without these collected from the Mystics, there's only one more thing we need to turn these into the most useful items we can possibly obtain in this raid. And that one thing is secondaries. So it's time to slaughter some scavengers. Swiftly teaching myself how potions are made inside the chambers, I decided to make some reasonable Xerix aids, some revitalization potions, and a spicy little potion called an Overload. While doing this, I was also informed that I could drop items as a way of temporarily banking, and by God was this going to be helpful later. An inventory filled with supplies means a prepared frog will continue his raid. So, we have ourselves the first puzzle room. Simple task really. Loot the chests, collect grubs, and feed them to this greedy git over here. There even was a moment where the game teased me about not having a bank. There's no way it lets me use this, right? Okay, just double checking. I don't know why it let me open it though. After the scavenger had finished chugging more grubs than I do brews at any PvM scenario, the room was completed. Oh boy, these guys. Stressful isn't quite the word I'd use here. Not only did I take far too long to figure out the combat style of the Vanguard room, but I also learned the hard way about one of the key mechanics with these three. Yeah, they heal to full. So apparently, if the health difference between two of them is too great, it causes them to restore their entire hit points. All of them. Needless to say, this room took a while. 13 minutes and 43 seconds to be precise. And it was close. I finished the room with absolutely no healing supplies remaining. So, as you may have noticed, with my reasonable potions, I cannot actually make the highest tier of some of the potions within the raid. However, out of pure generosity, the Vanguards provided me with some. This gave me an idea. To give me the best chance of succeeding with the Great Olm at the end of the raid, it was in my best interest to preserve these potions, and use the reasonable potions I could make to get us there. After the nearly 50 minutes of froggish incompetence, we had finally finished the first floor. It was now time to climb down and see what else awaited us. So, before we get into this boss, I made a huge mistake prior to entering the room. As you can see here, I flicked my rapid heal prayer. This was to keep myself overhealed at 104 hit points. I was going to learn very quickly that this was a terrible idea. You see, unbeknownst to me, Vasa has a special attack. During this, you are teleported to the center, with your prayers disabled, and pelted with bright purple splooge. This attack hurts. What makes this even worse is that I very quickly discovered that this damage scales with your current health. Let's just recap a second. I went into this room on 104 health. This is what happens when you don't read a guide first. After being well educated in the die slower strategy, the next step was actually killing Vasa himself. So the fight of Vasa is essentially a periodic rhythm of dodge boulder, shoot Vasa, follow Vasa to crystal, and hope to God that you can hit the bleeding thing before Vasa fully charges up. If you're like me and damage the crystal like you're wielding a feather duster, then Vasa will proceed to walk his way to the center of the room and repeat the colossal splooge of doom special attack, once again rolling based on your current health. All in all, so long as you're quick enough to kill the crystals, you will eventually wear Vasa down. It took a while, but after exhausting nearly everything I had... Yes! He's down! Let's go! I thought I was going to fail that. Oh, nearly out of supplies, but it's okay. We can go back and restock. We are taking our time with this one. Good job. There's not much to say about this room, really. 2 mages, 2 rangers, who are defined as deathly, as opposed to the super friendly ones who will just open the door for me with blinding chivalry. The general idea of this room is simply to grab the crystal and open the door with it. And no, despite what you all may think of my intelligence, I was not stupid enough to blindly cross the rope without killing them first. Dead, dead, dead. And just for fun, I wanted to see what happened. Yeah, if I hadn't have killed them. Piece of cake. Alright, so obviously this isn't my first encounter with Lizardmen Shamans. It is, however, my first time dealing with them without anti-poison, and most importantly, without the Shazian armor. One of these problems can actually be remedied, as I soon figured out I can make anti-poisons using Noxifer. With another 5 minutes down the drain, we returned with our anti-poison. Ready to take the beating these slimy lizards were ready to deal. So to deal with not having the Shazian armor, I decided to just kill them as usual, while also proceeding to dodge all of the splash attacks. Okay, maybe not all of them. Nobody's perfect, okay? With Shamans defeated, we are left with just one more room to complete. This is the biggest hurdle in the Chambers of Xeric, one that needs to be crossed in order to have a chance of obtaining the prestigious Amulet, the Great Olm himself.
It seems like we have a new challenger. What an adorable specimen. Normally my victims are a little more prepared.
Adorable, huh? My name is Overzeahlous.
Ah, Mr. Frog. I've heard about you. The Zeah prodigy.
That's right. I'm here for the omelette.
Wait, you're serious? And what makes you think I'll simply part ways with my child, You cannot beat me with your pathetic equipment. Only the most stupid of adventurers would attempt such a feat.
Don't let my gear fool you, Olm. I have one thing you haven't accounted for. One secret weapon that terrifies the greatest of beasts in Gielinor. Something even you yourself cannot beat.
Oh, really? And what is that?
I'm an idiot. It is time for the final challenge. This is the gear that I'm going with. Bearing in mind, I have no idea what I'm doing. This could be a terrible, terrible inventory. I'm going to be taking another Xeric's Aid, but I'm going to drink the anti-poison potion before I go in, just in case Olm has a poison. I don't know. Like I said, I'm completely blind to this. We're going with 3 restores. One of them is a plus variant that I got from a drop. And we've also got the Prayer Enhanced for plus. We've got the Overload with a plus. And then some of these Xeric's Aids are a plus as well. They're just sort of jumbled in there somewhere. This is the setup. I have no idea how to beat Olm, so I'm expecting this to be a very, very, very sloppy attempt, and I'm expecting to die many times. But it is a learning procedure, because once I figure out how to actually kill this boss, I can do it a lot more smoothly. So this is where we're at. It is time to take on the Great Olm. Well, where to begin with this? I have basically no idea how the mechanics work here. So you bet I'm going to be hit by absolutely everything this beast wants to throw at me. But here's the thing. Everybody starts somewhere, and my objective here is just to get a completion, regardless of my points, which, let's face it, we had very little hope for. So Olm has a few attacks, to say the least. If not for the standard magic and ranged attack that has a 1 in 5 chance to switch, there is absolutely no way that this is a 1 in 5 chance. Olm will also occasionally fire a combat-based orb at you, while simultaneously not only just turning your prayer off, but also cutting your prayer points in half. If you don't activate the correct prayer in time, you will also take half your current health in damage. I guess on the bright side, I can't actually die to this attack. And lastly, Olm also has 2 claws, both of which must be killed in order to kill Olm's head. These 2 claws are weaker to melee and magic. The left claw will use 3 rotating special attacks, and the right, well, this one doesn't do much apart from taking absolutely no damage. I'm sure this has nothing to do with my awful magic setup. The left claw's rotating specials will operate in a specific order and consist of these 3 obnoxious attacks. The first one is what I like to call spikes. This special essentially just spawns spikes at your feet, and by not dodging them, you take damage. The second attack I call lasers. Why? I actually have no idea. They're lightning walls, but I thought lasers sounded cooler, so I went with it, okay? To be fair though, this attack was the least problematic to me. Just don't run into them, doofus. And the final claw special. Well, this one I call Portal. Now, due to my previous PVM experience, I figured this one out pretty quickly. You just stand on it. I don't know why I'm so proud of that. And despite my general slow learning difficulties, I also noticed a little hint as to how this mechanic would function differently in a team. I'm guessing it's supposed to switch you with someone in the regular game because it said something about no one to pair me with. There. Maybe you have to just like cuddle someone? Stand on top of each other. Oh, that's what it'd be. You just stand on top of each other, right? The mechanics I previously listed will be present for every rotation that Olm has. Oh, I completely forgot to mention that part. I basically have to kill Olm's claws 3 times. Alongside this, as the rotation starts, Olm will also choose a phase for the special attacks that it uses. For me, this started with the wonderful phase of Crystal. What this basically means is that there are 2 things I need to look out for. The first being the Crystal Bomb. Yeah, I found that one pretty quickly. And the second attack involves being pelted by crystals from the ceiling. In other words, don't stand still. As much as I hated the crystal phase, I was not prepared for what came next. My next phase was, So, I'm partially colorblind, and this is an awful color on color situation. Not helpful. So apparently that hidden message was informing me of the acid phase. The wonderful, glorious, fantastic acid phase we all know and love. Remember that fighting stuff we were doing? Not anymore. Now it's a walking simulator. The acid phase has 2 of its own attacks. One of them fairly harmless. Just don't stand on the pools. The other, oh boy, I thought the crystals falling were bad. This one just basically makes it so I can't do anything for the next 20 seconds. I have to walk the acid off, and if I stop, even for 1 tick, I will take damage. This is by far the most obnoxious attack in Olm's fight. The acid phase really got me close to the point of quitting. So now things get interesting. Remember that third option for Olm's phases? Olm just uses that one now, right? No. For the third round, Olm is feeling generous. Instead of using the remaining phase on its own, Olm uses everything. And to top it off, the left claw now also has another special. Following the portal special attack, it will now heal instead of taking damage for several seconds. And this gets even worse. The third phase, which is Flame by the way, has its own 2 special attacks. The first of the 2 is called Burn With Me, and in my situation all it basically does is lower my stats slowly and deal residual damage. Annoying but not majorly impactful. The second attack? Well, I'm no Johnny Cash, but I certainly felt this ring of fire. Olm will trap you inside 2 walls of fire, and if you can't extinguish a portion to escape, it's gonna hurt. So, let's recap Olm's mechanics. Brace yourselves here, I'm gonna speed through all these. We have Mage, Range, 1 in 5 by the way, Orb, Spike, Laser, Portal, Healy Hand, Bombs, Crystals, Spray, Acid, Burn, Firewall. Did you get all that? So dealing with all of that leads us to our final problem. Something a quick guide would have made me very aware of. If you take too long to kill the second hand after the first one dies, the first one regenerates. Back to full hit points. So basically, I have to kill one, and then the other, in quick succession. I mean, surely I only failed this once, right? Now that I've learned. Right? With the claws finally defeated, Olm's head now becomes vulnerable. With the left claw dead, we no longer have to worry about its special attacks. However, we now have 2 more issues to deal with. During the final phase, the ceiling boulders rain constantly. Along with this, Olm develops one more mechanic for me to figure out, to prevent myself from taking damage, and Olm from gaining health. Something so complicated, it took me ages. You just stand on it. You see these little blue pads? You just stand on it and it stops the attack. All jokes aside, the final phase was chaos. I struggled incredibly hard with dodging the crystals and juggling every other special attack from the previous 3 phases. Ulm relentlessly pelts damage, and as this was my first ever time, it was inevitable that I was going to get hit. A lot. I trudged through the Ulm fight, re-gearing over and over again, chipping away at Ulm's health ever so gradually. I had been in this raid for over 4.5 hours, desperately trying to get myself a completion. After so many deaths, so much pain, we did it. Yes! We've done it! We got the scroll as well! Oh my god! That took so many attempts! But it's done! Oh my god! Let's go! That was deserved. Screw that. I don't care about anything else. Ah, we can learn Preserve. That is fantastic to get. Oh my god. 4 hours and 50, well, nearly 53 minutes. But we finally did it. Right, now that we have completed 1 Chambers of Xeric, it is officially open to teams. It is possible for me to do it, as you can see. I have managed to accomplish it, but I'm going to be doing some solos for now. I don't know how many I'm going to do, because that one took me nearly 6 hours, which is ridiculous. Oh, actually, I think it was nearly 5 hours. But anyway, it did take a very long time. But we are going to send some more. I did lose my stack of anglerfish because they despawned, but it's not a big deal. I mean, I get the extra inventory slot, so I can't complain too much. It is time to go in for another raid of Chambers of Xeric. So, there you have it. A Chambers completion. Now, I understand that it was possibly the worst completion you've ever seen, but since this was recorded, I have been completing more raids and becoming a lot more proficient. And, as I said, I am now opening raids to teams. If you would like to join, please join the Discord below, and also check out the spreadsheet linked in the description. This will detail several options that are permitted to use while raiding with me. If you have any questions, once again, the Discord is a great place to ask. I want to thank you all again for watching and supporting, and another quick reminder that a like on this video goes a long, long way. I'll see you all in the next one.